airplane mode. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Got that one on video.
Yeah, man.
Man, my hair is like sticking up in my ponytail and it's driving me fucking bonkers. I don't even have news written down. Is this season 1, episode 5?
It is.
Rectamundo. You know the name and stuff, right?
I'm not a ghetto bitch.
Okay, hang on and I will hit record for us.
Okay.
Hey everybody, welcome to Breaking the Rules. Amber Casto here, your host, and I'm here with my co-host.
Hi everyone, I'm Nicholas Casto.
So there is so much going on right now, and hey everybody, it's my first time having a video for you guys today, so I'm gonna be uploading that. And he's over there laughing in the corner because he is not a video guy. It'll take some time for me to talk him into a video, you guys, so.
And I need a haircut.
Give me some time. Just give me some time. I'll get him. I mean, I've got him on a podcast, and he probably would have never thought that would have happened.
No.
So.
No way, man.
I guess it is what it is. And please excuse me, like, I'm struggling today. I was up late. I got up early. Like, I was up until after midnight. And then I got up super early at like 4 o'clock in the morning. Because last night was the finale of season 11. It was the gold party. The launch of Kyle Chan's whiskey in San Francisco. So there was so many people there from our following. I guess I should take a second to thank a lot of people because we made it to 10,000 followers on TikTok. Thank you guys so much. Thanks Reality Ops. Thanks Brittany Adams. Thanks Christine. Thanks VPRT, Pump Rules. I feel like I've lost count of the amount of people who have helped us along the way. Danny Gossip Girl, she gave us a shout out today for accounts to follow on Instagram. Anyway, I had a lot of people messaging me throughout the night. Some people that were there, like at the launch party, and were giving me like firsthand account of stuff. So I kind of stayed quiet. I did repost a couple of things throughout the night, but I really was just kind of watching stuff so that I could see, you know, what was real and then make a compilation. I'm going to kind of concentrate on a little bit different videos where I'm putting stuff together and kind of making something out of it. And yes, I'm wearing Ariana's sweatshirt today. Born fucking cool. Yeah. I always get looks when I wear this, so I always laugh. And I get looks, and then I always get 3 or 4 women who say that's the coolest fucking sweatshirt I've ever seen. So, Ariana, you did good. But anyway, we got messages throughout the night, videos. Today I even posted some on the TikTok page. There's a lot of them that are going viral probably as we speak. I even gave a shout out to Brittany Adams because she was there and she was able to give some firsthand account, as well as Tilly Adelson. Both of those people, if you don't follow them on TikTok, go give them a follow. They both had some really great clips from last night. There were several things that occurred. I'm hearing 4 different face-offs. So you want to talk about them? Okay. first face off was Katie and Joe. And there is a clip of this, a couple of different clips of this. One on the story from Tilly, and then one on the actual page, our actual TikTok page. You can't tell that Joe is there, but I already had the confirmation from followers and guest goers that she was definitely having a confrontation with Joe. But it looked like Lala was kind of in between them, so it looked like Lala was sitting there and she was having the confrontation with Lala. It wasn't with Lala, guys. I'm excited to see this face off. I don't really care for Joe. You know why I don't care for Joe? Like, I feel like she's kind of a snake. She was a snake to Katie, and then she was a snake to Ariana. So if you're that big of a snake to that many people in a friend group, watch out. I'm sorry, I am so thirsty, guys. Second face off. Ariana had a slight face off with producers. Haven't heard a lot about this one, but I'm gonna give my theory on it, and my theory is that they wanted her and Tom to have a conversation. Tom wanted to have a conversation with her too. You know how he is. Like, I'm sure we're gonna cover it probably in like after season 11, probably, of VPR, if they premiere in November. Please premiere in November. Please premiere in the winter. But they definitely, he likes to have those kind of face-offs on camera. He did that with Kristen, so that's kind of what I was insinuating. We will be covering that at some point. So I feel like he thinks the dust settled, and he should be able to get his opportunity to have his sit-down cry, where she hears him out. Nobody wants to hear you out, Tom. Nobody wants to hear you out. The third face-off was drunk, belligerent idiot that nobody knows. His name is Justin. I do know that, thanks to Up and Adam. He spilled the tea on that. So his first name is Justin. Nobody's spilling his last name. I don't really care to know his last name. He's a drunk, belligerent guy. I heard from a lot of people who were there who talked about how he wanted in the VIP section. If you look at the latest post on our TikTok, you'll see that he didn't just want to get in the VIP section, he was in the VIP section. He almost looked like he was conversing with Joe, and I thought, of course Joe brought this dude into the group. Like, she was like, look at this drunk, belligerent guy, let's bring him over here into the mix of this scene. I don't know, I was laughing. But it's a pretty good clip that we got from Brittany, and it just shares kind of that guy before he lost it, when he was like in the VIP section. That is why he lost it, though. He was continuing to want to be in the VIP section. The security kept pulling him out. He threw flowers, centerpieces. He finally threw a drink. It wasn't at Sandoval. It was only in the direction towards Sandoval. But we all know, ladies, Sandoval likes to insert himself in whatever business is going on. Like, he likes to be the hero. He hides. Yeah. He is the sheriff here. He's the narcissist that hides behind the nice guy act. Like, that's what I feel like. So that's kind of what we saw, where he rushed in. Like, there were 2 security guards. That one dude grabbed the guy by the neck. They did not need your help, Tom Sandoval. They did not need your help. That was funny, though. It was really funny that you thought it needed. And the fourth face-off, did I mention Sheena and Lala facing off with Sandoval? That one is also on the TikTok page. We got some great footage. Great footage, you guys. We have no context behind it. We have no wording. So it's just like a shot in the dark, but it gives you an idea that it looked like one hell of a finale. Like, blow up. And then I did share, Lala kind of got in her hoodie last night and shared her thoughts. It was her birthday. Happy birthday, Lala. It is still your birthday right now. So she shared her thoughts about how she thought it was a really, really, like, the hardest summer of VPR for her to film. And she really loves to film, but it was just weird, different. So I'm anxious and curious. I'm definitely excited. And again, thanks to all of the followers and everybody that continues to keep coming and liking the content on all of our pages, Instagram, TikTok. I'm going to finally start putting stuff on YouTube now that I have a video. So I'm really excited about that, and hopefully I'll look better the next time I record. I just wasn't going to wait anymore. Now that I have everything ready to record. So are you ready to get into season 1, episode 5?
Let's do it.
What is this one?
The title is I'm Not a Ghetto Bitch.
You're not a ghetto bitch.
I'm not.
You're not. You see, they need your face whenever you just like, that was so great. You really aren't, though. You're the coolest bitch I know. You're my best bitch, babe. Ever. So we start out at Lisa's house. And it's a tea party with Jax and Peter bartending. It's kind of a crossover here. It's crossover with Real Housewives, because it is several Beverly Hills housewives coming over for that tea party. It was the point in time at which Camille and Lisa let it slip that she was being abused at home. I know you remember that. Yeah, like, he has watched the Housewives for me for a really long time, you guys. Like, a long time, way too long. I'm sure he's not proud of that fact. But
And I still can't get her to watch Star Wars.
Star Wars, no, but I watch a lot of stuff with you.
I'm teasing.
I even watch car shows with you.
Yeah.
So, ladies, just so you know, I even watch car shows with him. I watch, what is the new one? Joe on Paramount.
Oh. Joe Pickett.
Yeah. Joe Pickett.
He's a game warden.
Yeah, he really, really likes that one. He started binging it and he can't stop. And so I'm caught in that one. We are also binging 90 Day Fiancé the other way. We are on the last season, though, season 5, and these two with the FaceTime are effing nuts, y'all. Like, effing crazy. These people are crazy anyway, but those two are superiorly crazy.
Shout out to dude missing.
Yeah, I think he was found and he's in a hospital.
Oh, okay.
This is a rumor, though, because I only saw one TikTok about it, and they made sure to say that there was no confirmation, but that he was participating in a ritual and he couldn't take it. That kind of sounds accurate.
They probably had him, like, strung up by his nips.
Oh, that's so great. Oh, shoot. Okay. Back to VPR. I'm really sorry, guys.
We gotta do a shout out.
Oh, yeah, we do. Shout out to Professor Butler.
Yeah. I don't know where he teaches, but
We don't know where he teaches. Maybe I'll message his mom again. Your mom messaged us and wanted us to give you a shout out. She loves our page on TikTok and our content and wanted us to give you a shout out. So thanks for giving us a follow and liking our content. We really appreciate you guys. And please, you guys, always go on TikTok. There's an email there. Also, I'm going to go live. We got tickets. My daughter and I got tickets to James Kennedy's show in DC on October the 26th. So excited. So we are going to go live. I'll definitely be live on Instagram. TikTok is pretty strict with the content, so there is a chance that it will get shut off because we'll be in a nightclub. I'm going to try and zoom in on James only so that I keep all like alcohol or anything like that out of the frame, but it is what it is, guys. TikTok does not care for the content like that, so just be aware. Anyway, she has them bartending and she asked to talk to Jax alone. She's really mad about the physical fight and the reputation of Sir. Like, she's pissed because they were there and they were in a bar, an owner that she knows in Vegas, which now at this point we know she has a lot of business in Vegas now. She has restaurants of her own, one going on two, maybe, or two going on three. So she definitely has some connections there in the restaurant business, and she just wanted to be able to say, you know, you can't do that. You're representing Sir, and, you know, how are you going to be able to work with Frank going forward? I mean, how would that work for you?
I don't know. It would be pretty tough.
If I don't like somebody enough to physically fight you, I can't work with you. Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
I don't think I would ever let it get physical for me with somebody that I knew I needed to work with.
Yeah, it's pretty tough once you go past that point.
Right?
Yeah.
I guess I just always look at it, and being in the corporate world has really made me politically correct way more, and I'm sure all of my friends are laughing when they listen to this because I'm definitely not politically correct, but I'm way more than what I used to be. I used to be pretty open and say exactly what was on my mind. Now that I have to manage, 30 people, it becomes a little bit more difficult to do that, and you have to be careful what you say. You have to be mindful. I always try to be diverse. So I guess that's where I'm coming from. I guess I just would always avoid it reaching that point. I probably would never go after somebody that my friend at work just broke up with. Frank. I know you're a douche, Frank, so it really... But she made me laugh, Lisa. She was like, it's not your girlfriend anymore, it's Frank's. Excuse me, sorry. Dr. Pepper really makes me burp. I need to drink water when I'm doing these podcasts. So the next, Jack says that he still loves her, and, Lisa is going to deal with it if at the staff meeting. So we know that a reckoning is coming in the Sir community. The next scene is Stassi and her mom at lunch. She lives close to LA, so she does come there quite often. She describes her weekend to her mom, and her mom is just mad. She was already kind of not digging Frank.
Yeah.
So now she's like, well, what's going on that all of this is occurring, and now is all this happening because of Frank, or is it because of Jax? Stassi only has, she only has Stassi as her concern. So for her, it's really, really hard to understand anybody else's point of view. And I think when Stassi's talking to her, Stassi's really trying to make her mom feel sorry for him. To be like, oh my gosh, that's awful. And it's definitely not awful. What were your thoughts on that piece? Like, as a parent, Ash comes to us and tells us stupid stuff like this. Like, and I don't mean it in a bad way. Like, it's important to her in the moment.
Yeah.
But in the grand scheme of things, it's not important. Ever.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, guys, she called me one day, and she was screaming, crying. When I answered the phone, she was screaming, crying so hard that I thought she was in a car accident. And then even further, you know, knowing she's crying, I know she's okay, but then she's with her brother. They were together that day, and I knew they were together. So I, like, you know, freak out myself, and she was crying and screaming that hard because they got in an argument. Her and her brother got in an argument, and she was, like, livid, crying, couldn't speak, couldn't breathe. I mean, apparently it was a big argument. I mean, it wasn't a big argument. It was not a big argument. They were fine. Like, an hour later, he came back to talk to her, like, walked back in after he cooled off. Like, you just gotta give him a second sometimes. Like, I feel like he gets that from you. He definitely does not get that from me. I am like her. I wanna hash it out. I wanna talk about it. You and I talk about this a lot. Because you take your time to come to me with things and have conversations. And if there's something wrong with you, I'm like, hey, what's going on? Like, let's spit it out. Let's talk about it. And you just aren't like, no, I'm good. I'm good. You're always like, I'm good. I don't know. Our dogs are great. Really, really great.
Pretty good.
You guys get the unedited version where maybe you see some cool stuff. Bradley,
Go be good.
Sue. Okay, I'm gonna turn this back on.
Okay.
I'm having trouble following my notes, so please keep me going.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta.
Next, we're at the, as far as I have it.
Sheena's music studio?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, sorry, we had a dog going a little bit crazy, and they're really, really bad right now. We may have to shut a door if they don't stop, so just bear with us.
Crazy.
Yep. Sure are. So the next scene was Sheena's music studio, and Tina is there. She was referenced in an earlier episode. I think it was like episode 1 or 2. Do you remember they were sitting down? She is a server at
Yes.
Villa Blanca.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So she is the actual opening, or she is the actual act. Sheena would be opening for her. So that's kind of what they're talking about, is a little show, and she's funding like most of this show. Tina is, to fund her own music career. I really need to look her up and see if she's still doing music.
Where are you now?
I'd be interested to know like what she's doing now.
You know.
And I think I'm gonna have to put my glasses on, guys. Sorry.
I'm the same way. It's blurry, guys.
I'm just used to, and I'm not gonna be able to look up at the camera because I'm old and they're bifocals. But now I can see the words like nobody's business. Yes, this is awesome, and I look cute.
You're like, let's sit here and tell a story.
The rehearsal is really bad.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I wrote down. What did you write down?
I said, it sounded like her first time in the music, like seeing the music. So it was pretty horrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like she has never practiced this song before, or even seen the song before. Is
Well-
how I felt.
Well,
You know what I mean? Like, someone just handed her a script right there.
yeah.
Like, sing this right now. That's what it sounded like to me.
And that, that's not true.
But that's what it sounded
But-
like.
But I don't even think, it wasn't even in tune. Like, it was like
Yeah.
so bad.
Didn't she ask for other tunes?
You guys, I'm not that bad. Like, I can carry a tune a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Used to be in choir.
My kids have asked me to be on The Voice before. I'm not gonna lie.
Famous
But-
around these parts.
I don't think I'm that good, so I'm not gonna do that to myself. Okay, so because I'm not like that. I'm not that person that's gonna be like, and my family says I'm good, so I'm gonna do this. However, I will say, APPLES, how you like them, is like all I have to say. That fucking song is amazing.
Yeah, she's definitely
Evolved.
Yes.
She's evolved, and it's got some really good synthesizing on her voice.
Yeah.
But I really like the 27s as well. Like,
Mhm.
their sound is great.
Takes me back to the old days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Simple Plan,
Mm-hmm.
like those kind of I really, really like it. So, great job to her, because that's what makes me feel like I still have a connection to this cast, even though they still act a lot younger than what we are.
Yeah.
Is because they still have somewhat of the same music taste, because they have that in their heart too,
Mm-hmm.
from being almost 40, and some of them are 40 and over 40. So it's just, I don't know, it definitely it gives me a connection to them again.
Yeah.
Like, it reminds me that they're close to our age. The next scene was Sir and Jax was talking to the patrons, like, all sweet. Like, he didn't even act like he was the same person talking to the people in the restaurant. You want to be like, he's a jackass, everybody, watch out, okay? But Peter and Jax are at the bar, and Peter said, it's like developments. He has to let things rip
Mm-hmm.
whenever he's like sitting there, and he's like, did Jax hooked up with a chick at Sir? Why are we not surprised? We're definitely not surprised, right?
It's,
100.
It's like his deli market, you know. It's like, which one today?
Which meat today? We got turkey. We got chicken. We got chicken legs, Stassi. Oh, shit. We got... I'm not gonna say it because it was really mean.
Okay.
But it had to do with Sheena's tooth.
Uh,
Just so you know. Anyway, he doesn't deny it. I mean, it's Laura Leigh.
yeah.
Insert Laura Leigh, everybody. Come on in. We did introduce her before, but she was just like one of the cast. Now she's sleeping with Jax. I can tell you that this week on Sheena's podcast, Janet from the spinoff that is married to Jason, the one that's pregnant right now, she asked Sheena if she could bring back any cast member, who would it be in it. She said Laura Leigh.
Why?
She just said she thought that she would probably be one of the ones from the past that would be able to integrate herself. Like, for sure. First, like, cast, she said Brittany. So that tells me
Okay.
Brittany and Jax are not on the new season, other than just like friend of, because we were talking about main characters being brought back as main characters. So they are not main characters on VPR season 11.
Special guests.
They would just be on the spinoff and then be special guest on, you're right, special guest on season 11. But I thought that was an interesting slip for them on her podcast. There is, he talks about that they went to lunch, then they went to dinner, then they, went to a movie, and then they went to breakfast. So they just like never left each other. Super unhealthy.
Did they take a shower?
I just feel like if you can't remove yourself from that situation to, process your thoughts, be able to think about what happened, talk about it, live your life, then you are already too invested, and you're probably, she's got,
Wrapped up quick.
it's stage 5. Like, you've
You
got
could-
cling problems if that's what happens after
Be a
one
10
date.
pause.
One date that started with,
Later.
he said lunch first. So it started with lunch. He even put her in the friend zone with a lunch date, and it never stopped. Which, I mean, it's great that it never stopped, but if a lunch date goes into dinner, let it stop at dinner. Don't go further than dinner, ladies. You're looking desperate after dinner. He swears up and down, this is not a rebound. You don't know what you're talking about. Laura Leigh comes to the bar. She says, he's her Coke. She literally introduces herself as an ex-meth addict, which says that's her life story, which I did not care for that intro. She's got better intros than that. The girl went to Juilliard, for Christ's sake. She can act, like, really well. She's been in several things. I think that I looked that up for you, and we even announced it on the season 1, episode 1 or episode 2, whenever she first came in. We talked about some of her IMDb movies. But, she, life stories, she's like, I'll fuck you up.
Buttercup.
Jax says it's the best sex he's had in a long time. It kind of creeped me out a little bit. Like,
I don't really think about that.
well, I just feel like, first of all, I don't care when guys do this. I don't care for it. Like, I don't need you to tell other people what I'm like in the sack. If I wanted them to know, I would fuck them. I'm just saying. I mean, maybe that's blunt. Yeah, see, that's me taking the corporate PC out of the mix right there. But that's the truth.
Yeah.
I know you're not that kind of person.
No.
It's kind of one of the things I love about you, though. Like, that's why you and I click in that manner. Stassi arrives. Kristen does not even speak to her. In the confessional, she says that she called to tell her. Stassi says that she called, Laura Leigh called her to tell her that she was in a relationship with Jax. The Kristen, she says that, Stassi wants princess treatment. Really, I just think that Stassi's scorned right now because she's seeing him with somebody for the first time. So she's seeing that for the very first time, and she's nervous about it. She's sad about it. And then you throw in the fact that all of her friends hate her right now. That has to suck.
Yeah. Well, I mean, She was seeing Frank's.
She was,
And his
but I don't think she was going and like throwing herself across the bar and kissing him, and you know what I mean? I feel like she didn't lack respect in that manner. Whereas Jax lacks respect and Laura Leigh lacks self dignity. That's the way I look at it there. Stassi goes to the bar to complain to Frank, and really he could give a shit less. She doesn't have anybody on her side. You're at work, you're at a restaurant. I mean,
the way it goes.
what a day. You know, just go back to work.
Yeah.
Like, that's how you take it out of your mind. You work. You don't pay attention to them and you work. I put on here that Lisa... Oh, Lisa finds out about Jackson, Laura Leigh.
Yeah.
And she's literally like, this has got to be a joke. Because she's only 9 months sober. Like, 9 months sober.
Hey man, it's a dating pool there.
It's a dating pool of ex-meth addicts. And alcoholics. And narcissistic.
Wannabe actors.
Wannabe actor, narcissistic pigs.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I would describe that. Stassi at this point is like, Peter, I want to leave.
Yeah.
He really explains to her that they have reservations. This seems to be a thing, like, all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Where they're uncomfortable at work. They go to Peter. Whine and complain a little bit. And then he just lets them go. Like, totally just lets them go.
That's great for business.
For one, it isn't great for business. I know, you're being sarcastic. I totally understand where you're coming from, but, like, it's not great for business.
Yeah.
It's, like, horrible. Like, it's horrible for your business because the reputation of the people coming in there. They're waiting longer for their food.
Yeah.
And I've seen some bad reviews. Like, I've seen some good reviews.
I can imagine why they would be bad.
A lot of the bad
Because
reviews that I
and
see...
everybody and,
Yeah, a lot of the bad reviews I see are at TomTom, believe it or not.
Huh.
And that's crappy because that's the one I really want to see because it's so pretty
yeah.
with all the clocks and stuff. Whereas I'm hearing Sir is pretty run down these days. I mean, it's been around for over a decade.
Yeah.
It needs a little bit of a facelift, I think.
Groovy.
Yeah, which makes me sad because I'd want to see it before that would happen, but I do think it is time for a revamp. I mean, it's mixed with Pump now, so there's that. Vanderpump. What else, babe? I saw Kristen, Tom, with Jax and Laura Leigh. Basically, they like walk in to Kristen and Tom's apartment like they're like double dating for like years. But it ends up being like quite the party, I think. Like, there's lots of them there. And they're all talking shit about Stassi at the end of the day.
Yeah, I wrote down Orly reads mean text from Stassi.
Yeah, she does. They're pretty bad. They're like, you know, you're awful. No one likes you. No one wants to be friends with you. Did you write any of them down?
Just her response
Okay, go ahead.
was that I can live with that.
Yeah, she basically said, nobody's going to be friends with you. She was telling her, like, bullying her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you might as well quit your job. Nobody's going to be friends with you there. Everybody's going to be mean to you. And the whole, like, room that she's reading this to is laughing because they're all the people that Stassi's talking about. which would be horrible if I watched that back if I was Stassi. Like, that would be awful. Oh, yeah. We have, like, baby kitty over here beside of me, and she is so cute right now. Like, absolutely adorable right now. Sleeping, watching us. I wish he would let me just take us out and just record, like. I can't.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I'll adjust it and do a better recording next time. So, did you hear that? He gave me permission.
To get the kitty.
It's probably gonna get some of you too, because it's gonna be really hard to get her without getting that. It's a bad angle. Anyway, Sheena really said Jax and Laura Lee's a joke. Like, in her confessional, she thinks it's a joke. Tina asks what's going on, and they tell her about Vegas and everything that's happening. I wrote down here. Oh, I wrote down the text.
Oh, did you?
Pathetic, zero self-esteem, nothing until you met me. Everyone hates you, thinks you're disgusting. And Laura Leigh said, I can live with that. Sorry, I just now saw that at the bottom of the page. I made like an addendum, and I was like, what are all these like, it was like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just like slut, whore, you know, at the bottom of the page. I was like, what's going on down here?
Cut some people out.
I think you left the room, and I paused it and was able to grab like exactly what the text said. Enjoy my leftovers, and Jax and her make it a PDA joke. Like, when they start making out at that point, it was pretty disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
It was gross. It was not something that I want to look at. The next scene is the SIR staff meeting.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Staff meetings at SIR are hilarious.
Yeah.
Lisa tells them that they, you know, represent her when they take everyone to these bigger places, that they need to make sure that they, you know, remember that and don't act like fucking morons.
Yeah.
Jax kind of steps up and takes responsibility at that point, which makes me laugh. I feel like he only does that when he knows that she's already mad at more than just him, so she's not going to take it out on him. So he is also the narcissist that likes to hide behind the nice guy act.
Yeah. Let me save the day.
Yeah, like, let me be this nice, sweet guy. Kristen gets yelled at for literally nothing, is what I wrote down. It was hilarious. Like, she speaks up and says something. She, like, agrees with Lisa. Like, agrees with Lisa, and then they speak up, and they're like, Lisa's like, shut the fuck up, you stupid whore. She doesn't really. But it's like, you know, nothing you ever say is right. You just need to shut up and not talk. Like, it was awful. It was not right. I always feel bad for her in these meetings.
She's like the stepchild.
The redheaded stepchild. She is the redheaded stepchild. Stassi says that she's not a ghetto bitch. Yeah. She probably needs to look up what ghetto bitch is, because I don't think she understands what that even means. I've definitely been on ride-alongs in the city and downtown Chicago, and I have ran into some ghetto neighborhoods, and those bitches aren't anything like either one of you. Yeah. So no, neither one of you guys know what you're talking about. But you may be LA Valley bitches. Yeah. That's what I would call you. LA Valley bitches. And she's like, and she swears she didn't pull Katie's hair. She definitely pulled Katie's hair. Yeah. Like, the playback was she pulled Katie's hair. But Laura Leigh was really, really mad and spoke up and said that she's over there in the corner, like convulsing, like rocking back and forth. And Lisa's like, "What's wrong with you? You know, you look like you're getting ready to have a seizure." So she speaks up and says that she thinks that, you know, she is a bitch for bullying her and texting her, threatening her at work. Kristen throws Stassi under the bus at this point, which I'm not surprised by. Stassi was so wrong here. She was a bully. She was bullying her at a workplace, which is really bad. Like, in modern day atmosphere, she would have been fired immediately. I feel like she probably would have been fired from Bravo for that kind of harassment. That's probably what I would call it, is harassment.
Well, I've been in some tough situations in the jobs I've had here.
Oh man. Like, you guys, I can remember one night we were, because my husband Nick is former military. I don't know if we've ever told. I'm sure we've told you guys that. But he was former military, and he was in the middle of discharging and like getting out, medically retiring, and he still had to work every single day. He still had a whole unit underneath of him, and we get a call. We had, at this point, Ash was what, like 16?
Somewhere around there.
And Blaze was 14. And we get a call in the middle of the night because, you know, when you're discharging, you're at a different spot, and so the people under you are also discharging, and a lot of them are not honorable.
No.
And so this guy was definitely not honorable, and we get this call in the middle of the night, and dude's been arrested. What did he get arrested for?
Allegedly. I think it was rape or battery. Raping the guy he was staying with's daughter. The guy he was staying with's daughter. And you know what they wanted to know in the middle of the night? Could Nick come and get him and bring him to our house to stay until his hearing? Are you out of your ever-loving fucking mind right now? Needless to say, he had a good weekend in the clinker.
Yeah, he did. And, like, who the fuck would even do that? But this is the kind of shit that gets proposed on an officer in the military as they're being medically discharged. So, just a heads up on that. I couldn't help it. I just felt like that was interesting, considering, like, stories about work and, like, things like that, and things that people have gone through. When you said that, it just sparked my interest to share that, because we've definitely been through some crazy shit in our day, and had to be some pretty vigilant parents along the way, making sure, especially while he was gone for a year, deployed overseas, and away at trainings a lot, because he did work on Blackhawks, and it was definitely a job that required him to train and travel quite often. So he was gone a lot, guys. Anyway, Laura Leigh, she says that Jax builds her up after a 3 years in a bad relationship, and that, you know, Stassi said, so did I. You know, she's kind of throwing it out there, which is a laugh out loud to me. You know, like, she was saying she built her up as well. You know, she was helping her and putting her in a good place. But Laura Leigh mentions, you know, she covers her shift for her when she walks out and just won't stay there. I kind of get that. I mean, I get that she was being nice to her, but you don't cover somebody's shift and then fuck their ex-boyfriend and expect them to understand that's an even trade. It's not an even trade. It's not how the world works, Laura Leigh. I'm just saying, if you come back, that's not how it works. The public still won't like that kind of behavior, although the public really wants you back. But they definitely don't need Stassi's permission. Is basically what they're saying. You know, they don't need her permission, and they don't. I mean, they were broken up for quite some time. He spent a year trying to win Stassi back, and kind of. Or we had a different spot. No, we just broke up. It's only been, you know, several months. Okay, so he definitely. It's not a rebound though. It's definitely not a rebound. Lisa says that, you know, some of you guys will go on to be really successful. We all know who they are.
Yeah.
I mean, we know who does a good job and who has had bumps in the way. We know that Stassi definitely had a time in which she was extremely down and canceled, and Jax has been fired. He's now back on the spinoff and has even been on the season 11. So just crazy seeing all of that. But I put down a question.
Uh-huh.
If you guessed who would be successful back then, who would you have thought would have been successful? The most successful. I guess I should first say, who are the two most successful cast members on VPR right now? What do you think?
I would have to definitely give one to Ariana for what's going on, and
Sheena.
I was gonna say Katie.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Sheena because Sheena's got a music video. Her podcast is amazing.
Yeah.
Katie doesn't have her podcast anymore. She's doing the sandwich shop and stuff. I mean, she's definitely successful nonetheless. But Sheena's got the lash line. She's got, you know, the music. She's got the podcast. I feel like she's definitely doing a lot right now and putting herself out there. So I would probably say the two of them. I would say I would have never guessed the two of them back then. I would have probably said Stassi and Jax.
Yeah.
Back then.
I think of Jax for sure.
Who else?
I give it to James, maybe.
Well, James isn't on here yet.
Is he not?
Nope. He is. You're right, though. Modern day, he is one of the most successful.
Yeah.
His DJ career is probably puts him way more successful than Sheena with the shit that she's doing. So
Okay.
you're 100% right there if those are your two, Ariana and James, for modern day.
Yeah.
So the next scene is Sheena's rehearsal. Striptease. It's like a total striptease. Sorry, guys.
It's pretty funny.
It was really funny. And the girl says, keep it classy.
Yeah.
Come on now. There is zero, guys, that was classy about this routine.
Just keep it classy.
Keep it classy. Feel like you need to put it. Stassi, Jen, and I can't see who else that is. Stassi, Jen, and somebody else are at dinner.
Yeah, at the restaurant.
Hookah, that's what I wrote down there. They're at dinner and they're talking about Sheena opening for Tina and Sheena and Tina. And Stassi goes absolutely nuts. Like, she's making fun of the backup dancers and like calling it 1999. She made me laugh out loud several times. It's at the Roxy Theater. I mean, that's pretty impressive, you guys.
Yeah.
If that's the first place I was ever performing, I'd be pretty proud of myself if it was the Roxy Theater. Everybody comes. Kristen, Stassi hoped that she's really there and hoped that she'd fail. She watches it and she's impressed.
Yep.
I was not impressed with her back then. But what made me laugh is that when I watched this, and hopefully you guys listen to this and you go back and watch this episode, because if you watch this episode and then tune into TikTok and look at Sheena performing apples, she does the same dance moves. It's the same dance moves, you guys. So.
These are the steps that I can remember. Give me a break, guys.
This is when they need to see your face. That was so fucking good.
Oh, I can't do these if I'm watching myself on camera.
You don't want to watch yourself. You're not
I
supposed to
can't help
watch
it.
it.
I can't. It freaks me out.
Oh shit. Oh, we're almost done, guys. Anyway, it's a Twilight Zone for Stassi, but she says that she is impressed and she's sad about the broken relationships, and Sheena, you know, she kind of runs out of there, and Sheena is the savior and runs after her, like follows her out and gives her a shoulder. She said, you know, I can never know if it's genuine or not, but she definitely is honored, and
Just take it for what it's worth at the moment.
yeah, exactly. Guess that's it.
Yeah, that's about all I had as well.
Okay, well, thanks guys so much for joining us. We really, really appreciate it, and we love having you guys with us. We're gonna try and record
Tomorrow.
Monday, Sunday, or Monday. It depends on how quickly I get the house cleaned this holiday weekend. I have to go dress shopping on Monday in Morgantown, so I forgot I have to get a dress for the Queen's Ball. Our daughter's is a princess in a festival coming up, and we have to go to a ball, so he has to be in a suit. Tux. What's like a tux? And then I have to get a dress. Hey, I'm gonna look hot.
You always do.
And you're gonna get some really good sex.
I hope.
He's like, I get that all the time. Not all the time, but every time you get it, it's that good. I'll say that. Okay. We love you guys. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.